English football fans disagree with you.
He will press against Liverpool, Manchester City, Atletico, like village football. If this continues, it will like in 2-3 years we will be bankrupt.
There were rumors that Mourinho wanted Rodrigo from Real Madrid, which is like a pipe dream.
It's obvious that he wants to get sacked.
So we're talking from sunny Alanya, from the Mediterranean coast of Turkey, and what is the better place to talk about Turkish football? Again, I'm here with Araz, and we're going to preview the Turkish league. Preview in a sense that the Turkish league has already started. The season has started. And again, it started with the chaos. Some teams have already played 3 games. Some teams have already only played 1 game. And just a very general question. First of all, about the summer transfer window. How do you think the big 3 have done in terms of transfers?
Well, like 2 days ago, Mourinho said that I don't believe that our team will buy any player, and I don't think that they have any list of players that they want to buy. And it was some kind of sabotage against his own team in terms of like he wanted to go through, but he wanted to get the like pressure out of the players. But he also told the truth about the transfers of Fenerbahçe, that they have some limit and they cannot cross that limit, and if they cross that limit they cannot pay Mourinho's wage. And this is like,
How much is he paid? Remind me if you remember.
I think it's like around 10 and 15 millions.
Good money.
Yeah, and he's like he wants to get sacked and get his termination money and go away from Turkey. In terms of Galatasaray, I think the best transfers, Galatasaray made the best transfers. Like they bought osimhen, 75 millions. Like it's like top transfer fee in Turkish football history. In terms of buying, also like nobody sold for that amount. Sane, it was free transfer, but the contract is like big enough for Turkish football. Also, yesterday we bought Galatasaray bought Singo from Monaco, 30 million transfer fee and 10% of after like selling. And it's all like, I think the worst transfers has, if we think about last Beşiktaş success in Champions League,
Which was in 2014-16, yeah, something like this. When they lost to Bayern, yes? Yeah, something like this.
I think the worst transfers, like the best transfers were that time for Beşiktaş, and now the worst transfers are also the Beşiktaş, because I don't know any player that they bought like
Orkun Kökçü.
Orkun Kökçü is not a top player for my vision, and they made a very good presentation. I mean, they invited fans, but I don't think that it forced it. I mean, it does not force it like to
30 million, something like that, right?
Yeah.
20 whatever million.
Yeah, he's like kind of defensive midfielder or 8-6 number, but he's not top player.
Yeah.
He's not. I mean, if we buy osimhen and Beşiktaş buys Orkun Kökçü, it's like 10 and 3.
Yeah.
So
It's the matter of like Galatasaray with osimhen and with Sané, and Icardi is already there. They have like players who can change the fate of the game by themselves, who can like decide games. And when you look at the transfers, for example, Fener, I like the Duran transfer. I think Duran is a very good player. Like, I don't think he's at Osimhen's level, because Osimhen is a known quantity. His ceiling is known. He's a top striker. He's performed in Italy. He's performed in the Champions League. Duran had 1 great season in Aston Villa, and it's a decent bet. But apart from that, like yesterday, we were watching Fener with Benfica. Fener clearly lacked a lot of creativity.
yeah, and he got injured.
Duran got injured for long.
I don't know, but he just came. He was substituted for another player, and he got injured after that. And I think that like playing good in Aston Villa is not a criteria for a like great football ground. I mean, and if you,
English football fans disagree with you.
yeah, oh, of course, but like Aston Villa is Aston Villa. Come on, if you go to Saudi Arabia, it's the same clubs on Aston Villa level. I mean, that's not like good criteria for Aston Villa. Like they play 2 consecutive seasons in Premier League, then they go to down and they go back to Premier League. I think it's not like, okay, you buy Duran. Well, I watched his highlights on YouTube. He's a good player for me, for my vision. But like, he's not a player for the system, which like in a lot of cows, like Fenerbahçe. I mean, he came from traditional football to Turkey, to Saudi Arabia, then to Turkey. And yeah, well, let's imagine that I'm John Duran and I listen to Jose Mourinho's press conference and he's telling like everything, like shit about his club and etc. He's not sacked.
Yeah.
Like I think like his injury is very natural.
In terms of psychosomatic injury. Yeah. So when Galatasaray made Osimhen official, I already made a video about this, but I thought that, so this is clearly Galatasaray. He was already playing in Galatasaray, but Galatasaray with paying 75 million, which is like crazy money for Turkey. Like it's like the previous biggest transfer was Jardel, right? 25 million. That was like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And so
I think for that period, 5
it's basically 75 million now.
Same thing.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe Osimhen is similar in terms of level with Jardel. Maybe Osimhen is even better. Because Jardel was
Italian title and he made Napoli champion. True. Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah.
But I mean, Jardel was like mid-top player.
Yeah, Porto level icon.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Nobody remembers him. I mean, except Galatasaray fans, even Porto fans
probably forgotten about that. So the point I was trying to make is that as soon as Osimhen made the transfer to Galatasaray official, I thought that now Fenerbahçe and Beşiktaş, if they intend to, compete with Galatasaray for the title, they're supposed to make a statement transfer. Like I've heard Beşiktaş talking about Jadon Sancho, which is, again, he's a very talented player, but like for the past 2-3 years, his career has not really worked out, right? After he went to United. So even if he goes to Beşiktaş, which I doubt he would, that is not at the same level as Osimhen. Or for Fenerbahçe, they talked about Jack Grealish, they talked about who else? About many, with like, I think there were rumors that Mourinho wanted Rodrigo from Real Madrid, which is like a pipe dream. But the point is that so far they haven't been able to make, like statement transfers. And this leads me to a question. Do you think that like Galatasaray has been the champion for the past 3 seasons? Do you think that the distance between Galatasaray and Fener and Beşiktaş is going to increase, or it's going to be another competitive 2-team or 3-team race?
I think like the most close,
considering that Galatasaray is going to play in the Champions League, so a lot of energy is going to be used for that.
Yeah, I think that the recent transfers are made for not to get bigger like difference between both of teams when Galatasaray will came back from Champions League. Of course, I don't believe that they will win the Champions League. After that, they will come back to Turkish League. They will have players who have enough energy to play in Turkish League too. So I mean, Turkish League is a very good place for football players who have great potential but are going down with their career. And I think, for example, Jadon Sancho, I mean, for him, what can he do in his career? The right thing is to come to Beşiktaş, for example.
To revitalize his career.
Yeah. He can come and see the love from the fans. Maybe it will motivate him to get stronger and come back to like more competitive leagues. But Rodrigo is like, it's unbelievable. I don't get that. Yeah, yes. Rodrigo has won like 3 Champions Leagues or two Champions Leagues. Yeah, I mean, why would he come to Fenerbahçe from? He can go easily play in Premier League. You can walk in Premier League and just earn his money.
But okay, the question, straight question. For example, I'm putting aside Fener for now. Do you think Beşiktaş is going to challenge for the league this season?
No.
Because past 2 seasons, just to remind, Beşiktaş was like out of the race in like the 10th week or something like this, like 30, 35, 40 point difference between the first.
Yeah, last season Beşiktaş acted like Anadolu team. More or less they won or bad. They tried to win bigger teams like Beşiktaş, like Galatasaray and Fenerbahçe. And the rest of the time they were losing or like losing points to the teams that don't exist in the competition against them on the paper even like.
Yeah, Adana Demirspor.
Yeah. I mean, like Adana Demirspor was like struggling. They had 9 players. They were losing, points to them. And I think Beşiktaş have good mentality to compete with Galatasaray, but they lack of the strategy and they lack vision, like bigger team vision. But like we can say that okay, there are like 4 big teams in Turkey, like Galatasaray, Fenerbahçe, Beşiktaş, and Trabzonspor. Like those teams have the stars on their flames, so they have became like more than 5. They have more than 5 champion titles. But I think now only Galatasaray and Fenerbahçe is competing, and Fenerbahçe is struggling a lot in terms of like their in terms of administrations. You know? Like it's not about football. I mean, they had really nice season and they got 102 points or 99 points
2 seasons ago.
Yeah, and we got Galatasaray got 102 points. Like it was great season for them. They never got that point in their history, but whatever, like they are still losing. They have very great reasons for telling why it happens, but I don't know. The administration is very bad. The coach is very bad. He doesn't do any transfers. He did a lot of meaningless transfers that just to compete with Galatasaray. Galatasaray is buying that guy. Okay, let me buy that guy. But like it's not how you design football season.
Yeah.
So that's the point. I don't think that. I think there is only one big club now in Turkey, is Galatasaray, who can compete with European football and also in Turkish football. I mean, it's like they played 3 matches, 0 goals conceded, 10 or 11 goals scored, and we don't even. They say that they don't even have a goalkeeper, but I think their recent goalkeeper Günay is very good. He has good foot. He can open the game. Also, he has great saves in 3 matches. Well, we'll see. But I think even
so, you from your rhetoric, I understand that you're saying that Galatasaray is going to become champion easier than they did in the previous seasons, right? Because previous 2 seasons it was very close.
I think it will be in April this time.
In April,
we always say like Mayıslar bizimdir, because like May months we always became champions. But I think it will be in April this time.
So like 10, 15. So you're basically saying that Galatasaray is going to become a champion. Fener is probably going to come second. 10, 15 point difference. And then like 10, 15 point more difference with Beşiktaş.
I don't know.
That makes it for a very boring league.
I don't know anything about Trabzonspor. Maybe they will be underdog. But Galatasaray is definitely champion. I mean, there is no any reason if they should do some kind of harakiri not to become champion.
So do you think that there is that much difference between Galatasaray and Fener? And I agree that with the transfers they've made, and not only the transfers, it's just the squad of Galatasaray is very deep, I think. So the team is kind of ready to play on two fronts, quite confidently, because they have a lot of good level players and one or two very, very like top elite level players. And
at least I would keep Dzeko in the team.
Dzeko.
Yeah, Edin Dzeko.
For Fener.
Yeah.
He's gone, no?
Yeah, he's gone.
Uh-huh.
I would keep.
He was kept there
this season.
Mm-hmm.
Because now they don't have any like leader players. Like, how can any team become champion if their captain is Mert Hakan Yandaş? Okay, some kind of a guy nobody knows. He only, sorry for this expression, he only barks.
Mm-hmm.
Never was on the first 11, and he's a first captain. This shows that they lack of mentality of become champion. Maybe they can win some games. Maybe they can gather on some period of the league, but it will not last longer than this.
That sounds very depressing for me, because I always hope for, very competitive Turkish league, because when it's competitive, the derbies are interesting. And, like derbies is the most interesting part of Turkish football. But from what you're saying, I understand that it's not going to be like this. If it's like a 10-15 point difference between Galatasaray and Fener.
Derby still will be interesting because like last year, Beşiktaş was the only team who won against Galatasaray. But it was like they pushed a lot,
Mm-hmm.
It's like they played their best game. Yeah. If you win Galatasaray and lose against Kayserispor next match,
You cannot win the league.
You cannot win the league, yes.
Okay.
Because Galatasaray in the league, Galatasaray is 3 points. Kayserispor is also 3 points. That doesn't mean it doesn't make sense that you win Galatasaray and lose to Kayserispor, and fans will appreciate this.
Okay.
It will last like 1 league.
Do you think that the controversy, especially if there's like 10-15 point difference, because at that point you will have to look for reasons why there's such a big difference. Do you think that the controversy of the previous years of Yapı, which we talked about in our previous podcast, do you think that will continue? Will be more of that? There will be more demands of foreign referees, foreign VAR, or do you think it's going to, because towards the end of the last season, after, Galatasaray Fener game, in which I think it was the cup game when Galatasaray won. After that, the talk about refereeing controversy decreased. It was kind of like Fener was like, okay, we lost. Galatasaray is a better team. Do you think this year we're going to hear more of the controversy, again, the same things, or less so?
It can be. As long as Ali Koç is Başkan in Fenerbahçe, it can happen. But they are even losing to their own ideas. For example, they were going to name their stadium for Atatürk Stadium. Now they named it some kind of Chobani marka. I didn't even know that this kind of mark exists. This is like some of dairy product.
The yogurt company in America.
In America. They are meeting with the president of Turkey every 2-3 months. They are asking some help. They are demanding something, I don't know, on the closed doors. But I don't understand what is Yapı for Fenerbahçe. Yapı is how do we find 75 million to buy osimhen? How we pay Icardi's wage? If this is Yapı, it's obvious. Everything is on paper and we can just go and drag it, find it. But if they think that we buy referees or we buy federation or we buy, I don't know, some kind of unknown guy which helps us to win the league, I think it's completely nonsense. Because most of the time, as I see I watch more Fenerbahçe matches than Galatasaray matches because their matches are more interesting. And as I see, the referees help them more than Galatasaray. Like,
You're probably a bit biased here.
yeah, I can be I can be kind of take side, but in terms of like referee helping in every league, not in Turkish league, like in Premier League, in Spanish league, in Italian league, referees always trying to help bigger teams, have more sympathy to bigger teams.
Or more pressure.
Yeah, they stop
favor.
easier fouls to Messi that I don't know, some kind of Locatelli or Camoranesi, I don't know, like some kind of random guy, you know, like
Non-Messi guy.
yeah, non-Messi guy. It's kind of, if you want to, let's like invite AI for refereeing, and let's see how objective AI will be. But if the referee is human, what can we do? I mean,
are you in favor of foreign referees, foreign VAR, or you don't care, or you?
I really don't care because we have seen foreign referees too. Like yesterday also, the referee who was refereeing the game Benfica against Fenerbahçe was invited to Galatasaray against Fenerbahçe last year. And we have won that game. Or it was pro, I don't know. I don't remember, but they didn't win.
Okay. So, do you think that with the Champions League, specifically, with how now Galatasaray has to play 8 games? Okay, not just about Champions League. What do you think Galatasaray is going to do in the Champions League?
Okay, this is completely different.
Yeah.
Like,
but yeah, so we're going to talk about the Champions League separately, but I want to talk because Galatasaray is an important part of Turkish football. We have to talk about how they're going to perform in the Champions League because the previous seasons, they were very bad in Europe. So in the previous 2 seasons, the first season of Okan, they were out from the group stage of the Champions League to Copenhagen. And then they lost to Slavia Praga in the Europa League. And the last season, they lost to Alkmaar, which are the teams.
Alkmaar, then they lose points against some Riga.
And Dynamo Kiev, a team which is not playing at home, which is, I think, was quite bad too. And all of these teams have like budgets which are way smaller than Galatasaray's. And so, what do you think?
So back in the time, in like 4 years ago, Galatasaray was like 10 or 9 place in the league, but in European League it was in first place, and without any losing game, they went through. And I was very happy as a Galatasaray fan because I've never was interested in Turkish league. For me, if you win Fener or get point against Fener, and maybe home victory against Beşiktaş is enough. Like, you know, Turkish football, in Turkey, Galatasaray does not need any coach. You can just put Icardi as a like false 9. Now you can put Icardi as a false 9, and he can just organize the team and play against any team like Kayserispor, I don't know, Ecespor, Kocaelispor, Sporspor. And we have good budget for both Icardi, Osimhen, and etc. players that we talked about. But in Europe, it's different. You don't know how Riga will perform. We were failing physically most of the time. We were ahead, like 1 or 2 goals ahead, and then getting comebacks.
After 53rd, 5th, 60th minute.
Yeah, it was like
it was started to fall apart after those minutes.
Yeah, it was very depressing to see that. And after even like Tottenham game, Icardi got injured and left the season. We did even fail in Turkish League 2. We lost some points. Fener got hope that they will get out from second place to the first. And I think now the draw, every Galatasaray fan, we have like Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, Monaco, some kind of Frankfurt,
Yes.
and Bodok
Glimt.
and Junior some kind.
Union Berlin. Union Saint-Gilloise.
Saint-Gilloise, I don't know.
Yeah, the Belgian team.
Yeah, Belgian team.
We'll have to look it up. We'll have it on the screen when the video is going to go out. Yeah.
People do not have the hope that we had 4 years ago
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have enough good coach in Europe who has plan against each of these teams.
Mm-hmm.
As I predict, he will press against Liverpool, Manchester City, Atletico, like village football, village press, really. He will maybe Icardi will get injured again and close the season.
Yeah.
Because of this pass, as we did in Tottenham game.
Yeah.
That game we gave out everything that we have.
Just to beat Tottenham.
Just to beat Tottenham. I mean, I don't believe in this football, right? Okay, you can press maybe 1 game, 2 game, or you can say that, okay, we are playing against the biggest team of this competition. Okay, let's do everything to win this. But you cannot tell that we pressed against Bayern 70 minutes and we lost 3-1, but we played good. For me, it's not a criteria. And now, Okan is depressed that we have very good players. We spent a lot of money and everybody is waiting, expecting from him to get the first 24 in Champions League.
Do you think he will get there?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe. First of all, I never believed in Okan as a coach. And the Turkish league is never criteria for me. I mean, I don't enjoy beating Kayserispor.
You much enjoy see Fener lose to Kayserispor, then Galatasaray beat Kayserispor.
Yes, exactly. I never. I don't even know the names of the guys who are playing against us, and there's some kind of I don't know, Albanian guy, some kind of I don't know, a Cote d'Ivoire guy scoring against us. It's nothing interesting. But everybody's trusting Okan in Turkish league because he knows the league. He has enough confidence playing against Turkish teams. But in Europe, as I read in timelines of social media, nobody is trusting that we can get through this competition to the next level. And this reminds me actually Fernando Muslera. For 10 years, people were chanting for him that he is the best goalkeeper we had. He is our captain. And but most of the European games will lost because his mistakes.
Last 3-4 seasons.
I mean, whenever we played against, last was when Burak, Drogba, Sneijder was playing together.
As well, 10-12 years ago.
I was 22 years old. Now I'm 35 years old. I mean, it was 13 years ago.
Yeah.
It was he played some few games. We can count 3 or 4 games that he played at good level. But whenever we wanted a new goalkeeper, everybody was against because they said he's our captain. What we will do without him, or what we will do. I mean, the same is happening with Okan. I mean, I think he will stay as long as he wins Turkish league. He will stay our coach. And
let's say the scenario is like this. So the first 3 games, Galatasaray loses.
Yeah.
But at the same time, let's say Galatasaray is unbeaten in the Turkish league. Do you think Okan is getting sacked, or Okan stays and goes on? Or Fatih Terim comes on a white horse and takes the team with 1-0, 0-0s and something like this, with the crazy comebacks to the knockout stage?
It depends on the players. I mean, if Icardi, Sané, Osimhen wants to play only in Turkish league, Okan will stay. Okan does not decide anything like bigger team. We have good quality players. Even Okan will sleep at home and will play against Kocaelispor. We will win. But if these guys wants to play in European competition, wants to compete at higher level, I think the insider will get him sacked.
So give me your prediction. Do you make it? I'm not talking about the first 8. Do you make it to the first 24?
I think yes, we will make it to first 24 because like we play against Monaco, Bodo Klimt, Frankfurt, and at least we can get 10 points. If we don't get 10 points, why we spend $200 million for transfers?
Yeah, what's the point? You don't need that for the Turkish league.
Yeah. Why? You can win Turkish league with any player. Just if you are a good coach enough, you can win with any player.
So, give me your criteria of success for Galatasaray this season. Is it success in Europe or another win in the Turkish league?
Success in Europe, I would prefer like.
So yeah, that was the question I was going to ask you. Would you prefer a success in Europe to seeing, let's say, on one side it's success in Europe, let's say round of 16 of the Champions League, but you lose to Fener in the Turkish league, or you lose in the league stage of the Champions League, but you win the league again, and you beat Fener home away.
If we achieve semi-final in Champions League,
I
would lose 3 league titles. I would give 3 league titles or 4 even. I mean, I don't care. That emotion is different.
Yeah,
and this is my like personal criteria, but most of guys are just even Okan. His criteria is like not to lose against Fener, not to be under of Ali coach or Fener coach mourinho or something like that. And this local mindset, I think, dragging us back. And if this continues, it will like in 2-3 years we will be bankrupt and we will not even compete in any European title. And they will call Fatih Terim that we have like 5 million budget transfer. Come help us.
Come find some Romanians and let's get back into Europe, because that has happened before. And the point is, Galatasaray spent 75 on Osimhen, then they're paying like around 10 million to Sané, and then they paid around 30 to Singo, and like a lot of other money. You said 200 million euros. And by winning the Turkish league, you get around $10-15 million. That's like nothing. You have to make it to the around.
This is even $10 million.
I checked it online for my previous video. It said like 10-12 million, mostly from Bein Sports for the broadcast.
Icardi's 1 year.
Yeah, 1 year wage more or less with taxes. That's what it makes. So Galatasaray has other money. Somehow all the Turkish teams have a lot of sponsorship money, a lot of deals, a lot of money from real estate, stuff like that, which is a topic for another discussion. But the point is that they have to be successful in Europe. Otherwise, at some point, they would lose all these great players, and even worse, they would get bankrupt.
Yeah, they will not buy. I mean, in Europe does not care about your real estate or something like that. You have to sell and buy.
Yeah, you have to
win titles, sell and buy, or achieve something and sell and buy.
Yeah, FFP.
So
if you're not Manchester City, you need to be okay with the FFP. So to finalize our talk today, give me your predictions. Who wins the Turkish league? And who wins the Turkish league?
I think Galatasaray will win definitely the Turkish league. I mean,
how many points?
Like 100, more than 100.
More than 100?
Yeah.
So you're going for the record?
We had the more than 100.
103, something like this?
102.
102. So it's going to be 103 this time?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
This will save Okan's like ass in terms of failure from Champions League, from Europe.
For another season.
So is there going to Europa League if you fail in Champions?
No.
Okay.
That's it. That doesn't matter.
For him, even better for him. Or maybe good for him, I don't know. He will come back to earlier and prepare for the competition against Kocaelispor.
Yeah. Who is the top goal scorer? Easy answer, right?
Yeah, osimhen.
If he doesn't get injured, he has to win it. Or if he doesn't get rotated too heavily, do you think there will be a lot of rotation, or do you think Icardi and Osimhen?
Osimhen is very healthy and very strong enough. He's young and gets injured in Italian league or in I don't know, in Spanish league, but in Turkish league there is no reason to get injured because there is no like tough play.
Reason to get injured.
Yeah, there's no tough play if you like make some kind of trick against opponent. It's always foul.
Yeah.
So
And it's not that physically, you don't really have to run that much.
yeah,
It's not a lot of strain.
you play only one game in a week after you fail from Europe.
Mhm.
And for Osimhen, it's like eating snack.
Do you think they both play together? Osimhen and Icardi?
I think they should
Both classic number 9s, but do you think they play together?
I think Icardi should definitely play in the team in terms of like players and trainer, coach,
Mhm.
because he gives a lot of directives to players. He helps a lot. He helped, for example, Kerem to be more better. He also helping team. He's supporting the team. Okay, Muslera was bad goalkeeper, but he also was like good captain. Now Icardi is getting. I think like the players from Southern America are like always good captains. They have very good, valuable players who loves football, who loves being in.
They also kind of, I guess, understand the mindset of Turkish football. Because the Latin American football, Argentinian league is also like, fans are crazy, the atmosphere is great, and like the atmosphere and the controversy, I guess it's very similar in terms of mindset. So they understand how it works.
I think Icardi should always play, and I think Okan also knows this, that if Icardi will sit on bench or will not be the...
That's a lot of money for a player to sit on the bench in Turkey.
Yeah. And will not be on the like center of attention. The team will lose. Not even Icardi. Icardi does not give any thing about this. But Icardi helps a lot to Okan to be like, he shows Okan better. He keeps Okan better. His mindset, his motivation, his mentality, he's great football player. All of them, like Osimhen, okay, I love him very much. He's a good player. He's great striker, but he does not have that mindset. When he does not get any pass or something like that, he gets angry. He's having problems with other players on the field. Even after they say that, okay, it's already solved. Yeah. But Icardi is different. Icardi is completely different. And I love him very much as a Galatasaray fan. And he's our new captain. As long as he's on the field, I believe that we can even beat Manchester City and play good against Liverpool and other teams. But if he does not play, I don't know what will happen.
Okay, the last question. What's your prediction for the Fener season? Fener, with like sub-question, what happens to Mourinho and what are they going to do in Europe? Do you think they can go far in the Europa League?
So Mourinho wants to get sacked, as I think. He is talking a lot of shit about Fener and administration and, I don't know, football players. Yesterday after the match, he told that I saw a lot of better players than Fred on the field in Benfica. Why would he say? Yeah. It's obvious that he wants to get sacked. But if something changes and they will get a good draw in Europe League, I think there's no good teams in Europe League.
I mean, there are a few, but Fenerbahçe is like, their squad is on the level to even maybe get to the first 8. This in terms of the budget, if you look at the budget, we don't know yet what the draw is going.
I think they can go through. I want them to go through. I want them to get better, to see more competitive matches in Turkish league. But I think that the problem is their president. As long as, because he does not know football, he just wants to compete with Galatasaray. He's copying everything. I mean, whatever player Galatasaray wants to buy, he's sending him letter that we want to buy you too. We give like, why would you give like 8 million, 7 million wage to Kerem Aktürkoğlu? Like, when we pay like 4 million for Singo. I don't know, 4 million for Bissouma. Why to buy that? I mean, Kerem is a good player, good team player.
But he's not going to raise the ceiling of Fener. Like, for example, I think he's a bit better than İrfan Can Kahveci, but he's not like 50% better.
Yeah. Like, just to, he thinks that he will play with Galatasaray's feelings, buying Kerem and playing Kerem against us. And for this, he's ready to pay 7-8 million wage per year. And
just to anger Galatasaray.
And nobody's sure that Kerem will play good. I mean, he was playing in Benfica in Portugal. Portugal league is like one head ahead of Turkish league.
For sure, yeah.
But still, he didn't like perform like wow. It was just okay. When he has good players around like Mertens, Icardi, he will play good. But when they will lack of team play, Kerem will be not even bad. He will be the problem for the team. He will have fights. He will get beaten. In every team where he go, in Turkish national team camp, in Galatasaray, in Benfica, he got beaten. Because
physically,
yeah, he got beaten. And because like when the team is bad, when the motivation is bad, he cannot control it. He does not have enough emotional intelligence to control his emotions.
So basically, you're saying that Galatasaray is going to make a 4-peat, and by going to 5-6, and it's going to be saying it's going to be an easy season for Galatasaray in Turkey. I hope it is not. I really hope that, out of my love and respect for the special one, the Fener is going to push Galatasaray to the limit and maybe win the league. But for now, we have to top up our drinks, and I'll catch you on the next one with the Champions League. Yeah, thank you, Aras.